Yes, how to edit a wedding highlight film. Okay, how to edit a wedding highlight film. Let me not forget the part that we gotta make it all cinematic. Okay, we gotta make this film cinematic. So you guys saw me film this thing behind the scenes, and you saw me edit the wedding trailer. If you didn't, it's the previous topic, previous section. So now I'm going to edit the wedding highlights. Okay. So my goal here, you know, my goal here is to get you thinking differently. Okay. My goal here is to get you thinking differently. Because once you understand my thought process while editing these videos, it's going to be easy for you to edit your own videos the same way I do. And the fact that you now going to have my knowledge, and then you're going to just add your knowledge, you're going to make way better videos than me, because now you got the combined knowledge of somebody else plus yourself, right? Like if me right now, I edit my weddings a certain way. So every time I watch somebody else's video, I get ideas. So now that just adds to my already, stored knowledge. So that way I'm even better. I'm a better filmmaker. And if they give me all their knowledge, I'll even be better than them if I try harder, because I'm not only having my skill, I'm also adding their skill on top of mine. What I'm trying to do with this editing process is I'm just trying to show you, I'm not trying to give you like, oh, here's how you do this, here's how you do that. I'm trying to have you watch me create a cinematic wedding. So that way, I'm gonna leave all the mistakes. I'm gonna leave all the typos. This is not gonna be a polished in studio course thing, whatever. This is raw format, guys. This is raw. Like you're gonna see me make mistakes. You're gonna see me do all kinds of stuff in here, right? You're gonna see me add some music. You're gonna see me delete it. You're gonna see me tell you, oh, this wedding is gonna go this way, and then maybe change it. Maybe switch up my direction. You're gonna see me make fun of things happening at a wedding. You're just gonna get my personality, right? So it's like you're just a friend of mine sitting next to me while I edit this wedding, right? So hopefully, I hope this is how this feels. So we're going to make this wedding cinematic, because that's what you guys bought this course for. You bought this course to see me, to have me teach you how to make a cinematic wedding, right? So first and foremost, not all weddings are going to be the same. Every wedding is different. People have different budgets. So the way you film this thing is going to be different for every wedding. And people have different gear. You might be using a GH4, GH5. Somebody might be using a C100. Somebody might be using a Canon 5D Mark IV. I'm using a Sony A7S, but we all shooting weddings. The way we film them is going to be different. The way we edit them is going to be different. At the end of the day, it's about creating something cinematic. It's about creating a story. It's about creating something emotional. It's about creating something that's going to capture the emotions of the viewers. Okay, so so that's the situation here. That's the situation. Okay, so now how do I edit weddings, right? How do I edit weddings? So how I start with editing weddings is just like I did with the trailer. I like putting the beginnings and the ends. So see how like the drone shot I don't even know how this is going to start, by the way. I don't even know how this is going to come together, but it has to come together. Okay, it should come together. So first of all, I had the timeline here and I had it to 10. Okay, 10 minutes. This wedding is going to be 10 minutes. No more, no less. It's going to be 10 minutes. I don't want to make it too long. 10 minutes is enough for me to put together a well-edited cinematic thing. And also you see these clips here at the end. You're like, what are these clips? Well, I like I said, like in the trailer, I like putting the parts that I feel like will be the ending parts at the end and parts that I feel like will be the beginning parts in the beginning. That way, you know, I have this part to work with. So I like closing down on the wedding, so to say. I like closing down on the edit. And sometimes I might put stuff here, but you're going to see on my process while I go through this. Okay, so we have the beginning here. We have the ending that I feel like it's going to be the ending. Might not be, but I just put it there. The thing is, like, you just have to start throwing clips on the timeline. Look, it's empty. Just start throwing things there and then ideas will build. Just throw things there and ideas will build. I have a video called Editor's Block. I will definitely add that to this course. So in case you guys are stuck, you can also refer to that. But what I like doing is I like just throwing clips on the thing, on the timeline, but I don't randomly throw clips. I kind of throw clips that I feel will make the cut. So like this is the ending part where the bride, they do the exit, right? So there's a kiss. So that's a good shot. That's a good shot. I might chop it up later. So that's a good shot. So I want to make this, I want to make this highlight video have a lot of audio, right? So we're going to start, in this case, we're going to look if we could start with either. So you go down here and then these are your various, this is how I organize files. And if you don't know how I came out to do this, you should check, I think it's the first or second section in this module, first or second topic. So anyway, so here we go. I'm looking for the dad or the brothers, because I already got this instrumental here that I want to use. So it took me at least like 20 minutes to 30 just to come up with something that I like. So I got this from Epidemic Sound, and the reason why I use Epidemic Sound is because I can put this video on my YouTube and I'm not going to get penalized because it's licensed, right? So this is a license. I downloaded this from them because I got an account from them. I pay them monthly, like $15. You guys could do the same. Anyway, so yeah, so this is why I got this instrumental. Anyway, so I'm looking for something emotional to start with, an emotional speech, so that way I can tell this couple's story. So you guys should kind of, you know, do the same, kind of look for something emotional.
Just the uncertainty that Alex and Danielle have to go through to get to this point. Wow, what an amazingly beautiful occasion to see all of you here and see so many family and friends and to see all the smiling faces and to see the weather cooperate for an outdoor ceremony. You know, God bless that, and just thank you for coming here. I want to share a little bit about Danielle, and some of you may already know this, but my wife and I struggled for 5 years to have children, and we went to see infertility doctors, and we didn't know if we'd have a child, and after about a 5-year period of time, we were told that we'd probably never have a child.
See that? Just that story right there, just like, you know, they struggled for 5 years to have a child, and then this kid gets born, you know? So let me see if I have the audio for this, because the DJ, he didn't give me a heads up. What an idiot. The DJ messed up my flow, because I was going to use the dad's speech. As you guys saw, it's an emotional speech. You know, he's talking about how they struggled for 5 years to have a child and stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to use audio from the camera. I'm just not. So I'm not going to use the dad's audio. So this is the dad of the groom and that's the dad of the bride. And they made some good, this speech was good, but you know what? I don't have the perfect audio for that. I have the perfect audio for these, for when I was ready anyways. So let me see if he's got something good.
School that I couldn't even get into, and we're so proud of him. And he worked his butt off. I tell you, talk about facing adversity. And he's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. When he was in high school, classes started at 7 in the morning, and he would go to school at 7 a.m. And as soon as he'd get home, he would study till late at night. And God bless my mom; she was a struggling single woman at the time, and sometimes she didn't want to run the AC. And Alex's room was like a sauna, and he would go in there and study his tail off till late at night, and he would do that 5 days a week, and then on weekends, and he would just study. And I was like, that is one hardworking individual. Even when Alex was in high school, I looked up to him. So you've got a beautiful wife here. You really, really made a great choice. And to go on to your, tail off of your new father's, met a phenomenal woman, and he really, really wanted it. My mom, and I believe Frankie as well. So please pray for him, because he just met a phenomenal woman. Point of view of you in the beginning, without
Let me see.
your, tail off of your new father's speech, where he talked about Danny's point of view of you in the beginning. Without disclosing too much, I will tell you it was kind of a mirror image. Alex, after meeting Danny, told me and my mom, and I believe Frankie as well, to please pray for him, because he just met a phenomenal woman, and he really, really wanted it to work. And he talked about what a great Christian she was, how pure she was, and how she prayed before dinner, which was foreign to him, because for all of you who have been on Bumble or Tinder or Match.com, you can meet some real floozies. Let me tell you, Alex met some real doozies. And but when he met Danny, he literally was having us pray for her, and he recognized all her good qualities.
All right, so I like that right there. So option.
A woman, and he really, really wanted it to work. And he talked about what a great Christian she was, how pure she was, and how she prayed before.
All right, let's go here. Oops, why am I doing that? I need to select the whole thing and select this. Okay, so I need to get all these clips, the speech clips, just for the ones that I have the audio for, right? Let me go in here, and where's the audio? Okay, I'll go here. So I think this is the audio.
Eric, I am Alex's brother.
All right, so yeah, that's the audio. So we gotta find those clips. These are the clips right here. So this is dude. This is shorty. That's pretty much all I need. Just that angle, I think. I think that was the camera A angle. Okay. I think that was camera A angle. Okay, so that's it. So I'm just gonna sync those, and then go from there. So I'll sync these, synchronize these clips. We'll get it going. Let's name it toasts. I usually don't name these things, but for the sake of this tutorial, I would like you guys to be organized, right? So we'll let this sync. Okay, so now let's do the efficient, right? Let's find the efficient's video. Where is he at? Let's find this audio first.
To this moment, Alex and Danielle bring the fullness of their hearts as a treasure to share with one another.
So that's all the efficient speech and stuff. So now let's look for, I think I like that. All right, let's synchronize this. Actually, hold on, let me see something. Okay, synchronize. All right. You know what? We're going to start with the officiant real quick. Yeah. No. Let's start with the toasts. I think they're going to be a little bit more emotional.
School that I couldn't even get into, and we're so proud of him, and he worked his butt off.
So I'm going to have to edit this audio here in Adobe Audition, which is right here. But wait, what was that? Right here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that audio. I showed you guys how to edit the audio already. It's in this module somewhere. Look for how to edit audio clips and stuff.
Study, and too much. I will tell you, it was kind of a mirror image. Alex, after meeting Danny, told me and my mom, and I believe Frankie as well.
When I watch these pictures, I'm like, everybody says that. I thought I was the only one. When I was rewatching my YouTube videos, I'm like, why do I say so much? But come to think about it, some people say it even way more than me. I was like, wow, I guess I'm normal then.
So please pray for him, because he just met a phenomenal woman, and he really, really wanted it to work. And he talked about what a great Christian she was, how pure she was, and how she prayed before dinner, which was foreign to him because...
I mean, who doesn't pray before dinner? Anyways.
For all of you who have been on Bumble or Tinder or Match.com, you can meet some real floozies. Let me tell you, and Alex met some real doozies. And
doozies, what's a doozy?
Met a phenomenal woman, and he really, really wanted it to work. And he talked about what a great Christian she was, how pure she was as well. So please pray for him, because he just met. As soon as he'd get home, he would study till late. I looked up to him. So you've got a beautiful wife here. You really, really made a great choice. And to go on to your, tail off of your new father's speech, where he talked about Danny's point of view of you in the beginning. Without disclosing too much, I will tell you it was kind of a mirror image. Alex, after meeting Danny, without disclosing too much, I will tell you it was kind of a mirror image. Alex, after meeting Danny.
All right, we'll start right here.
Alex, after meeting Danny.
Alex, after meeting Danny. What happened after meeting Danny?
So, just another couple things, because I gotta embarrass you a little bit. We talked about Peanut. Alex is also on your family too. I mean, which is a real testament, especially in these dark COVID times. And on your side as well, Danny, on your family too. I mean, which is a real testament, especially in these dark COVID times. People are making their rounds for you. So just another couple things, because we're so proud of you. And you've got a wonderful family. But when he met Danny, he literally was having us pray for her, and he recognized all her good qualities. And so I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. And you've got a wonderful...
Dude, there's too many arms. That's all I need right here. That little doozy pot you say, that was dope.
It wouldn't be, I promised I would take all the controversial stuff out, so I had to embarrass you a little bit. So, but anyway, that being said, I'll hand the mic off to Frankie, his other big brother. Very, very good. He's the first to get married out of his three brothers. He left us both. And Alex has had quite a career as a lawyer. He got into the University of Florida, which was my dream school that I couldn't even get into. And we're so proud of him. And he worked his butt off. I tell you, talk about facing adversity. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. When he was in high school, classes started but he was the Peanut of the three brothers. And that was literally his name given by Madonna, and JP used to enforce that as well. He was the little one. And unfortunately, his Older brothers were a bit of a bully from time to time. That's just kind of what older brothers do.
No, older brothers just don't be bullies, bro. You was being a bully, bro? Damn.
Even JP, who flew down here from New York.
Even he was being a bully?
One of Alex's good friends.
Okay,
when we were little kids, he kind of picked on Alex a little bit. But
really? Wow.
Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible. He was, at the time, and he just when he was a kid, he was like the little peanut, but he grew up to be the leader of the pack. He's the first to get married. Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the. Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible.
All right, I like that part. I don't like where you guys were picking on the guy.
Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible. He was, at the time, and he just when he was a kid, he was like the little peanut, but he grew up to be the leader of the pack. He's the first to get married out of his three brothers. He left us both. And Alex has had quite a career as a lawyer. He got into the University of Florida, which was my dream school that I couldn't even get into. And we're so proud of him. And he worked his butt off. I tell you, talk about facing university. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. When he was in high school, classes started at 7 in the morning.
And he was at 6,
right? He would go to school at 7 a.m. As soon as he'd get home, he would study till late at night. And God bless my mom. She was a struggling single woman at the time. And sometimes she didn't want to run the AC. And Alex's room was like a sauna. And he would go in there and study his tail off till late at night. And he would do that 5 days a week and then on weekends. And he would just study. And I was like, that is one hardworking individual. Even when Alex was in high school, I looked up to him. So you've got a beautiful wife here. You really, really made a great choice. And to go on to your, tail off of your new father's speech, where he talked about Danny's point of view of you in the beginning, without disclosing too much, I will tell you it was kind of a mirror image.
Okay, I think this is it right here. Copy. Bring it back to this thing here. Go like that. I don't want to put it there. I gotta, So what I'm gonna do here is spell. Oh, nope. Actually, move for both of them. Bow and bow. Okay, this is how we do it, baby. You go bit by bit, you kind of start putting the jigsaw puzzle together.
He was, at the time, and he just when he was a kid, he was like the little peanut, but he grew up to be the leader of the pack.
Since they're going to be together
He's the first to get married out of his three brothers. He left us both.
Yeah, we're slacking, that's why.
Alex has had quite a career, 5 days a week and then on weekends, and he would just study.
And you would just party.
And I was like, that is one hardworking individual. Even when Alex was in high school, real doozies. And but when he met Danny, he literally was having us pray for her, and he recognized all her good qualities. And so I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. And you've got a wonderful and so I'm so happy. And but some real floozies. Let me tell you, and Alex met some real doozies. And but when he met Danny, he literally was having us pray for her, and he recognized all her good qualities. And so I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. And you've got a wonderful family on your dad's side, on your mother's side. So many people flew in from Colorado to Montana. JP flew in from New York. And on your side as well, Danny, on your family too. I mean, which is a real testament, especially in these, dark COVID times, people. I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. And pray for her. And he recognized all her good qualities. And so I'm so happy for you, so proud of you.
Let's leave it there for now, okay? All right, let's leave it there for now. Okay, so at least we got something, you know? At least we got something. Maybe we might start with this, maybe we might not, but at least we got something here.
Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible. He was at the time, and he was just when he was a kid.
It's already coming together, baby. We're gonna do that William Shakespeare edit, baby. It's gonna be audio heavy now. If you don't know what the William Shakespeare edit is, go check out my video, 8 ways to edit a wedding highlight. I'm probably gonna, you know what? I'm just check the notes of this section. Check the notes in this section. I'll add all that stuff for you. I don't have to have you guys running around. You guys paid for this course, okay? I'm gonna cater to you. I'm gonna make everything easy for you guys. I'm not gonna have you running around looking for this. I'm gonna have everything that I mentioned. If I have it, I'm gonna have it. If it's something that I have, I'm gonna make it accessible to you guys as easily as I can in the topics and stuff like that. So check somewhere in this topic, you should see the 8 ways how to edit a wedding highlight video. So I'm using the William Shakespeare edit. So if you don't know what that is, it's just an edit where the audio is heavy. It's really audio heavy, okay? Audio heavy as in like speech heavy, people talking and stuff like that, and more cinematic kind of stuff. You'll see. Let's go. Just watch me edit this.
Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible.
So now you start thinking to yourself, I start thinking to myself, okay, so should I put the letterbox for this video, yes or no? Like you start asking yourself those questions because as soon as you start editing, because you're going to have to start adjusting clips accordingly. So I love letterboxes, but I don't know, should I use them?
Has had quite a career as a lawyer. He got into the University of Florida, which was my dream school that I couldn't even get into. And we're so proud of him, and he worked his butt off. I tell you, talk about facing adversity. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. When he was in high school, classes started at 7 in the morning, and he would go to school at 7 a.m. And as soon as he'd get home, he would study till late at night.
So how do we start this off? Do we just start off, because I love doing web, but I could just start it off with a speech. Kind of like how I did the trailer. If you guys seen the wedding trailer, I kind of started it off with a speech. And then I dropped the highlight video, then I dropped the the audio, the instrumental. Like, let me show you guys. We'll go here because this is, I think, the done part of it. So this is how I started it out.
When I reflect on the past decade of my life, I am in awe of God's grace and direction. Looking back, I can see how He orchestrated my life to lead me into your arms. Even when we started dating, I remember opening up to you, and the way that you looked at me and continued to hold my hand through it all made me realize that I could not only trust you, but have...
See how I started with I don't know, I like doing that kind of thing,
Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible.
This is a good, like, to be looked at like King David from the Bible. So this will kind of like, hit. This will be special.
Alex doesn't really know this. I always looked at Alex like King David from the Bible. He was at the time, and he was just when he was a kid, he was like the little peanut, but he grew up to be the leader of the pack. He's the first to get married out of his 3 brothers. He left us both. And Alex has had quite a career as a lawyer. He got into the University of Florida, which was my dream school that I couldn't even get into. And we're so proud of him. And he worked his butt off. I tell you, talk about facing adversity. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. When he was in high school, classes started at 7 in the morning. And he would...
The drone drops right there.
I've ever met. When he was in high school, classes started at 7 in the morning, and he would go to school at 7 a.m.
So see how, like, when you're editing a video, right here where he's talking about the the groom, this is the part where you can put the get ready part of the groom, where he's putting his shoes on, he's getting dressed, he's putting his jacket on, stuff like that. You know, this is where to put that stuff. But unfortunately for this wedding, I didn't do that part. I did it for the bride, but I didn't do it for the groom. I definitely should have did that part for the groom, but I didn't, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's that. But yeah, just for advice for you guys future, that's why I say, you know, there's no such thing as too much B-roll, because you never know what you're gonna want to use in post-production. So right now, if I had that footage, I would have put the footage of the groom getting ready while this guy is talking about the groom, right? I don't know. So I just don't feel like I should start with that, because I really don't have like clips of the dude by himself getting ready or whatever. And so the only way I would go about with this wedding, and I would start putting clips of the bride and groom, maybe start from the reception of them dancing, or maybe just them, like, you know, when the photographer was doing pictures of the bride and groom and I was getting the footage. This is where that kind of footage comes in. You know, if you don't have like the getting ready parts, this is where you kind of put this footage here. So coming back to the letterbox, I'm gonna put the letterbox here. I just love doing the letterbox. You don't have to. It's just my preference. It's just my creative style. So here we go. We got the letterbox. We got the letterbox. Okay, guys. We got the letterbox. Okay.
And we're so proud of them. And
so in this case, dude's head goes down some. You know, framing. Start him right here. At least you can see his whole head. You can see his mic. That's what's important here. That's good. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna use this. So for now, let's put him on the back burner right now. Let's move him on the back burner. Let's go look at the other potential outcomes. Okay. So we're gonna go here. Let's go look at the other stuff we got as far as speeches. Actually, let's start with the officiant. Let's see what the officiant got for us. Okay, where's the officiant part? This is it. Open. Let's see what the officiant got for us, guys.
Before God and these witnesses, do you now leave your father and mother to establish your own home with Danielle as her husband, to receive her as your wife, and to make a home where she...
Okay.
Alex and Danielle, it's a privilege to officiate this ceremony for you guys. And again,
Okay,
as I prayed a moment ago, I know that as much as you stand, this marriage will stand by the strength of your...
These are the cons of being a one-person shooter right here. This out of focus. Like, why couldn't the camera focus? You know, this is... I had it on autofocus, okay? I'm not gonna just focus on him and wait from on the other side, on the other camera, and then, you know, he moves a little bit or whatever. So I don't know, it's a little bit hard. So it's a little bit hard.
It propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person. This love seeks to give rather than to receive or to give. The invitation means. The invitation means that you have meant something to this couple. You have deposited.
Let me see.
And seek to fulfill.
I want to find something special. I'll know when I find it.
Unlike Danielle, she's beautiful inside and out. I love her love for the Lord. I have so much respect.
Wait,
Today
what?
is a day of great, great beginning. And I cannot wait to see what God will do in and through your lives in the days ahead.
Bro,
When
move
we
your
met about
shoulder.
this day,
Yeah.
I asked you just one simple question. Who was your favorite pastor? No, just kidding. I asked you, why did you want to marry this person? And Alex, you said, because she was hot. Sorry, Joe, that's what he said. No, he said, because I never met anyone like Danielle. She's beautiful inside and out. I love her love for the Lord. I have so much respect for her Christ-centered life. I love that she is family first oriented. She is so kind.
Like
She's
that.
supportive of, why did you want to marry this person? And Alex, you said, because she was hot. No, just kidding. I asked you, why did you want to marry this person?
All right, so let's start it from here. I don't know how far this goes, but I usually just do like 2 minutes. I don't like getting a whole bunch of you know. Let me see.
Intended you to be for each other. Continue to see each other, of you standing with them.
That's it?
Today is because I want you to know that each and every day you're to receive one another.
Wait, what?
I can know and trust that He will always push through and seek to fulfill His commitment. These are wonderful things. And the reason that I asked you this and the reason I want to bring them up today is because I want you to know that each and every day.
All right, so I like that. So I like what he said there, because he read stuff that they talked about each other. So I might start with that here. I don't know. Again, I don't know yet. Okay, I don't know yet. I'm just going as I go. That's how we do it.
No, he said, because I never met anyone like Daniel.
All right. Okay, so I like that.
When they come, they would be blessed by having such support and to continue. The world is not enough for the right thing. So even with this abundance and God's basically is not given to nation. And the humble
I love how I recorded his back, right? This is crazy, dude. Like I said, every wedding won't turn out as you want it to be, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Use another angle.
This has all been as a result of your grace. It is my great privilege committed unto me as a minister of the gospel that they have made. And Lord, as you reign your good with the authority committed unto me.
I like that, with the authority committed unto me. So let's get that good audio. Go back here. Slap it in here somewhere. I don't know how it's going to go again, but I'm just bringing it in here. We're going to figure it out how it goes from there. What else should we bring? We should bring something else.
As a treasure to share with one another. To Alex, 12. The Apostle Paul writes this in Romans chapter 12. Love must be sincere. So hate what is evil. In Romans chapter 12. Things will be true about your love.
Okay, I like that. I'll start with the Apostle Paul. Okay, where do we go?
To give of yourself, to sacrifice. Agape love keeps on loving even when the other person doesn't seem to respond. Agape love keeps on loving without asking for anything.
All right, that's it. So we'll work on this. We'll go here. We'll bring this here. Okay. Because look, guys, like, so this is a couple that, it's a church couple. It's a church. They're a couple, like, they they're into God and everything. So you gotta put that in the wedding. You gotta show that in the wedding. You're telling their story, right? Not a story just you want to tell. You're telling their story. So you gotta add that in the wedding, that they're a Christian couple and all this good stuff. So there you go. Let me see.
Love for one another. The Apostle Paul writes this in Romans chapter 12. Love must be sincere. So hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. And be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an unconditional, giving love. It is a love which it propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person. This love seeks to give rather than to receive, or to give rather than to demand. Agape love keeps on loving even when the other person doesn't seem to respond. Agape love keeps on loving without asking for anything in return. On this, your wedding day, nothing seems more natural than agape love. To give of yourself, to sacrifice for the benefit of another person, it seems so easy today, and it will be so difficult to live out after today. Agape love is not going to be something that will come natural to either of you. You both yet must strive to give one another such love. But you will
See, that's proof right there that I was on the other side. See me and my mohawk right there? I was on the other side. So that's why, like, look at all this.
yet must
Telling you, man,
strive.
solo shooter struggles. I like that. So from here, I think this is really good. I think I like this. But so let's say we start with this, right? So it means this part right here has to move. Okay, undo that. This part has to move back, right? Because we gotta connect them. And then we also gotta see, we don't want to give the officiant too much time. Okay, because we got all these people that want to do their speeches, right? So if we give everybody 3 minutes, and it's gonna be like, what? It's too much. Just about a minute is enough. Like a minute of everybody, a minute and a half. That's like the most. So I'm gonna chop it up and see what happens. Everybody's going to be given a minute and a half of their best speech. So in this case, I want to do a shot of the dad walking the bride down the aisle, and then the officiant starts talking, right? So let's see.
The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an unconditional.
Let me see if I start with this.
The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an unconditional, giving love. It is a love which it propels one to sacrifice for the
What if we start there?
person. Giving love. It is a love which it propels one to, it's an unconditional, giving love. It is a love, it's an unconditional, giving love.
And then that drops, right? Maybe.
Giving love. It is a love which impels, giving love. Giving love. It is a love which impels, it propels one to sacrifice for the benefit. The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an unconditional, giving love. It is a love which it propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person. This love seeks to give rather than to receive, or to give rather than to demand. Agape love keeps on loving even when the other person doesn't seem to respond.
What about if we do this? And then we started right there, right? Maybe. Maybe. That's why I say maybe, because I don't know.
The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an
Agape.
unconditional. The word that the Apostle Paul uses. The word that the Apostle Paul uses. Apostle Paul. The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an unconditional giving love.
Okay, so now let's start dropping clips. So let's I want to start with the dad walking her down the aisle, right? Okay. Either that or start with kind of showing that, like, you know, well, yeah, that. I use this clip for the highlights, but I think it will make sense here as well. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so stabilize that as usual. As far as framing, I think that's good framing. That's good framing. In that case, we might just use a drone then. Then we put that there maybe. Oh no. Let's bring this here maybe. I don't know. Like the thing is, like, as long as once I get all these hard parts with the talking and stuff, once I structure this, the rest is easy. Because this is the hardest part, is structuring, putting the bones first and then adding all the meat. The meat is easy to add on the video. The hard thing to add is the bones, the structure. So structure the video first and then start adding the meat to it. So, and then I got to put the guys, bring in this. Because for the trailer, I kind of put them close up, like not that close up. So let me see if I can show y'all the trailer. I gotta go back to it again. You know what? I'm not trying to do all that. It's too much. Let's just stay here. But if you see the trailer, you know what I mean anyway, so. I don't want that movement in the camera. Let's slow this down some. Okay. Okay, so what if we did this? What if, why are you selected, boy? What if we did this? Look.
The word that the Apostle Paul uses here for love is the Greek word agape. It's the highest form of love. It's an unconditional, giving love. It is a love which impels unconditional, giving love.
So we're going to edit with the words, I guess.
Giving love. It is a love which impels.
Okay, let's go here.
It is a love which.
This needs to be slowed down. Yeah, there we go.
It is a love which impels. It propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person. This love seeks to give.
No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this.
It propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person.
Okay, so
this love.
Maybe we should start it right here. I don't know.
Of love. It's an unconditional, giving love. It is a love which impels, it propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person. This love. Giving love. It is a love. Love. It is a love which impels, it propels one. Giving love. It is a love which impels additional, giving love. It is a love. Love. It is a love which impels love. It is a love which impels giving love. It is a love which impels love. It is a love which impels love. It is a love.
No, bring it back.
It is a love which impels. It is a love which impels giving love. It is a love which impels. It propels one. It propels one to. It is a love which impels. It propels giving love. It is a love which impels giving love. It is a love which giving love. It is a love which impels.
Okay, as far as the video.
Giving love. It is a love which impels. It propels. It is a love which impels. It is a love which impels It is a love which impels. It is a love. It's an unconditional giving love. It is a love which impels.
I feel like started a little bit too early or something.
Love. It is a love which impels love. It is a love which.
Maybe we should put it right there. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how that looks.
It is a love which impels. It propels being love. It is a love which impels love. It is a love which impels. It is a love which impels. It is a love which.
Okay, so we're gonna edit by the beat by different.
Which impels. It propels one to sacrifice. Propels one to. Propels one to propels one to propels one to sacrifice. Propels one to sacrifice. One to sacrifice. It propels one. Which impels. It propels one. It propels one to. It propels one to which impels. It propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person.
Okay, so yeah, so bow bow, and then now let's see if we can get some shots of some decorations of the ceremony. Look, oh, this is a beautiful shot. Look at that. See how they're cleaning the chairs? That's a good shot. That's good B-roll right there. That's amazing B-roll right there. So bow, bow. This is the coordinator lady. But we're not going to use that shot. We might just use the officiant. I love that shot. Let's see what we can kind of get out of that shot. See, that's too many shots. Just too many shots. Too many shots. It's good though. No such thing as too much B-roll.
Right? That's why I told you
We need what, Francis? Okay. So all that's potential clips that we can use. And then he comes in, they come in. Okay, I like this shot here, but we'll see. I mean, our main focus is, of course, wait, what's that? I like that. Okay. We are just putting clips here. We don't know what's going on yet, but we'll find out pretty soon. We will find out pretty soon. Okay. So yeah, out of all that work we did, look, we ain't even covered a minute, right? So that's what it is when it comes to editing, guys. You gotta do a lot of work. You're pretty much charging for your labor during the wedding and for your labor during the editing time, because these edits are time consuming. Just for me to get 1 minute. Look at how long it's taking just for me to edit 1 minute. But somebody's just gonna watch a minute and be like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. What's next? You know? But they don't know how much time is going through picking up all these clips and deciding and a lot of stuff, yo. People just think it's like, oh yeah, Baba. It's a lot of work that goes into these videos.
It's an unconditional giving love.
Just for me to decide what to do here.
It is a love which it propels one to sacrifice for the benefit of the other person. This love.
So let's see, maybe.
Than to receive.
Bring this here, maybe.
This love seeks to give rather than to receive or
stabilize that.
This love.
Slow it down. All I need is just a little bit. I don't need the whole thing. Just a little bit. Just.
This love seeks to give. This love seeks to give rather than.
Where's that pot? Maybe I might use it.
To receive for the benefit of the other person. This benefit of the other person. This love seeks to give. It propels one to.
It makes sense like that. Like
it propels one to sacrifice for the. It propels.
Nah, this doesn't make sense. It might later on in the video, but right now it doesn't.
For the benefit of the other person. This love seeks to give rather than to receive or to give.
I like this right here.
This love seeks to give rather than.
I like that.
This love seeks to give rather than to receive or. This love seeks to give rather than.
Okay, what is this about?
Rather than to receive or to give rather than to.
What is this about?
Rather than to receive or to give rather.
I don't know if I'm gonna use that, but I usually don't.
To receive or.
I usually don't use these clips anymore like that. Let's do 75. Let's see.
Rather than to receive or to give rather. Seeks to give rather than to receive. This love seeks to give rather than to receive or to give rather than to demand. Rather than to receive or to give.
Okay, so I have a problem with this. I feel like it's too fast and I don't want to slow it down too much. Let me see if I got a different.
All right, let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Am I moving too fast?
This is a good shot.
Let's see, what about, which one did I use? Oh, fuck. I think I used the same one. I didn't even redo that shot. Why didn't I redo it? I should have redone that shot. I should have redone that shot. This shot here. Anyways, we'll see after the rendering. We'll see how it looks. So yeah. Okay. So after here now, let's bring in. We're gonna bring in Alex. All right. Where's Alex? Where's Alex? I'm sure I got a shot of the guy walking in, didn't I? That's weird. Okay, let's try this angle here. I didn't get a shot of the guy walking in. There he is. Okay.
Give rather than to demand. Agape love keeps on.
Okay. Let's put that on 50.
Give rather than to receive, or to give rather than to demand. Agape love keeps on loving even when the other person doesn't. On loving even when the other person doesn't seem to respond. Agape love on loving even when the other person doesn't seem to respond. Agape love keeps on loving even.
That's a bad shot. Bad shot. But we're gonna make it good.
Even when the other person does.
You guys, you just gotta get the best parts. You don't have to, you don't have to get everything. As long as you get the best parts, you are good, guys. You are good. This is a highlight video. You're only showing the best anyways. This is all this other stuff is for the full video. But the highlight video, you can just show the best work. That's it.
On loving even when the other person doesn't see.
So,
on loving even when the other person doesn't see.
That's it.
Person doesn't seem to respond.
So then here, you're gonna bring in the little girl.
Respond. Agape love keeps on. Respond.
Right there, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out pretty soon here. There we go. There we go. 50.
When the other person doesn't seem to respond. Agape love keeps on loving without asking for anything in return.
Okay, so I don't need those shakes.
Anything in return. On this, your wedding day, nothing seems more natural. Your wedding day, nothing. On this, without asking for anything in return. On this, your wedding day, respond.
Okay, let's see. We gotta get a good shot.
Respond. Agape love keeps on loving without asking for anything in return. Respond. Respond. Agape love keeps on loving without asking. Respond. Agape. Respond. Respond. Agape love.
Let's see if we can incorporate the dad or whoever this guy is. I'm assuming it's the dad. Father of the year.
Respond. Agape love keeps on loving without asking for anything in return. On for anything.
Okay.
Asking for anything in return. On this, your wedding day.
All right, and then now the bride comes in.
On loving without asking for anything in return. On this, your wedding.
Okay, we have to be zooming in.
For anything in return. On this your wedding day, nothing seems more natural than agape love. To give of yourself, to sacrifice for the best.
I think this is where kind of Alex comes in some. Let's show Alex. Let's see what he's doing.
To sacrifice for the benefit of another person, it seems so easy today, and it will be so difficult to live out after today.
All right, let's see. So where's that angle with Alex in it? There we go. Was it crying or something? She's crying. There we go. He gets a hug from his brother. Okay, so maybe we're gonna put that.
To give of yourself, to sacrifice for the benefit of another. To sacrifice for the benefit of another person, it seems so easy today, and it will be so difficult to live out after today. It seems so easy today, and it will be.
Okay. She comes. Okay, so we'll put this somewhere when she gets closer. So there, and then bow.
So easy today, and it will be so difficult to live out after today. And it will be so difficult to live. So easy today, and it will be so difficult to live out after today. After today.
Okay, so
She was hot. The laws of this great state of Florida. In the name of the Father and the Son. Because I never. I asked you, why did you want to marry this person? And Alex, you said because she was hot. Sorry, Joe, that's what he said.
okay, so I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this.
So difficult to live out after today. I asked you, why did you want to marry this person? And Alex, you said because she was hot. Sorry, Joe, that's what he said.
Okay, so she gets there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of wrap up this little plate, this 1 minute clip here. We're gonna wrap it up. So I'm gonna need to fit her being, she needs to be at the altar by the time this hits. So I got no choice. I need to do this. So let's bring it in. Let's bring her in. So see, I went this way and then I ran around. Wow, I did it. So how did I get the shot of her? Oh, I had that other camera. Okay, I was about to say. I had the other camera in the front. If I could tell you, I like this shot better than this shot. So difficult to walk in that dress. Okay, new timer for 10 minutes. I've added an extra 10 minutes. So let's see what we can do in 10 minutes. Oh, this guy, what was this guy doing? Okay, so that'll go there. This will come here. And then finally we need to do the shot where she actually gets there. So we have to do the shot from another angle, which is probably this angle. Is it? Yeah, this is the angle that shows angle that will show the bride coming. What? Wow, look at this. Why was this camera over here to begin with? It's just so wrong. But hey, you know what? I will edit another wedding where things will be kind of a little bit more perfect. Matter of fact, let me just show you what I got so far. 2020 weddings. This is my, so I did this on October 3rd. This wedding I'm editing now. And this other wedding here, Christine and Matt, I did this. Oh, I don't have the files. See, I don't have the files uploaded to the drive yet. But this wedding, I did capture the bride walking down the aisle and stuff like that. So don't think I don't capture. I do capture those. It's just for this one wedding, I don't know what happened. It's just watch the behind the scenes. You will understand more. But so you gotta work with what you got, guys. You gotta work with what you have. You know, you can't be complaining and be like, oh, I don't have the best shot. I'm done. You gotta work. You don't have to use that angle. You know, in my case, I didn't have to go this way with the edit. I don't have to add this little girl here. I'm just adding her there because I just want to add her, but I don't have to. Anyway, so you got to work with what you got and I will make it work. So from here, we'll go like that.
On this, your wedding day, nothing seems more natural than agape to give.
That's a nice shot.
Give of yourself to sacrifice for the benefit. To give of yourself to sacrifice for the benefit of another person, it seems so easy today, and it will be so difficult to live out after today. She's beautiful inside. And it will be so difficult to live out after today.
Okay, where's that shot? Oh,
And it will be so difficult to live out. And it will be so difficult to live out after today. It's so difficult to live out after today. Alex, you said because she was hot. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of add a transition here. I'll do that, and then here as well, so I can kind of close it off and begin a new chapter.
I asked you, why did
Only reason I'm editing this like this because it's kind of a Christian wedding, you know. I'm trying to put a lot of God in it, you know, put a lot of Jesus in it, you know, put a lot of that kind of stuff, you know. They're gonna appreciate the wedding.
I asked you, why did you
All right, cut that part, cut everything. All right, so yeah, so kind of like I close off this chapter and I introduce a whole new chapter. So let's see.
I asked you, why did you want to marry this person? And Alex, you said because she was hot. Sorry, Joe, that's what he said. No, he said, because I never met anyone like Danielle. She's beautiful inside and out. I love her love for the Lord. I have so much respect for her Christ-centered life. I love that she is family first oriented. She is so kind. She's supportive of me in every way. She believes in me. She pushes me. She encourages me. She strives for excellence in everything she does, which is what I love. You cannot find someone with a heart like hers. Danielle, you said, oh, I love how deeply he loves people, how deeply and genuinely he loves me. I love how Alex supports me. I feel heard and valued by him. I love his passion.
I'm trying to
He
see
is
what to do.
trustworthy,
I'm trying to see where to take
genuinely
this.
kind and thoughtful. I can trust his walk with the Lord. I can know and trust that he will always push through and seek to fulfill his commitment. These are wonderful things. And the reason that I seek to fulfill his commitment.
That's it. That's it. We're done here. We've given the officiant a lot of time to talk. So we need to move the wedding forward.
As a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and according to the laws of this great state of Florida, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, what man hath joined together here today, let no man put asunder. You ready? I asked you, why did you want to marry this person? And Alex, you said because she was hot. Sorry, Joe, that's what he said. No, he said, because I never met anyone like Danielle. She's beautiful inside and out. I love her love for the Lord. I have so much respect for her Christ-centered life. I love that she has family first respect for her Christ-centered life.
So let's cut that right there. Let's cut that right there. And then let's see what she said about him.
With a heart like hers, which is what I love. You cannot find someone with a heart like hers. Danielle, you said, oh, I love. Danielle, you said.
So let's, cut some of them short. You don't have to put the whole thing. Just get the best parts,
I can trust his walk with the Lord. I can know and trust that he will always push through and seek to fulfill his commitment.
That's nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave it here for now. So the main thing I would tell you and advise you is once you get the bones down, the meat is easy. Okay, once you structure how you want to go, because this is the main part of the wedding. Stuff like this, stuff like the speeches and stuff, the toasts, that's the main part. Once you get those, once you situate where you're gonna put this and this stuff like that, and some of the vowels, the letter reading. Once you structure where you're gonna put all these, then the rest of the stuff, the B-roll shots, are easy to place, you know. So I'm gonna go through all that tomorrow with you guys in part 2. So I'll catch you in part 2. Thanks for watching. If you watch throughout this video, you will definitely get way more skills because you will see my thought process on the edit. Okay, guys, every wedding is different. This is definitely going to be a different edit because it's a different couple. This is a Christian couple. So I got to put more of what kind of stuff like they would like, okay? And another part that I missed is I always like putting my, I always like doing like a mock color grade of the wedding. So I like to color grade it before I color grade it. So I add a lot in there, you know, I add a lot in there just to kind of like have an idea of where I'm going to take the edit. So I'm going to do that now with you guys. So I'm just going to add a lot so I can let it like, you know, render and all that good stuff. So adjustment layer here. And then, I'm just going to add a color. So that way, like, you know, I like doing that. Okay. It's just how my flow is. So adjustment layer here, and then this is with the LUT software where I could place LUTs. So I'll get one of my LUTs, my presets already in here. You guys already have this, have these LUTs. Intensity, let me bring it to like 60 or 60-ish. Like I said, it's a mock-up, okay? It's kind of a mock-up of how it will actually look. So this is not the original. This is just like, I might even switch up the whole thing. But this is just like a mock-up of what it might look, of what kind of LUT I might use. So far, I kind of like how this one looks in a sense. Yeah, I like Brisbane for now. So Brisbane it is. Yeah, so of course I got do more touch-ups to the LUTs, kind of like I use different cameras. So this is a Canon and this is a Sony. So I kind of have to match the color of those two cameras. Every wedding is going to be different in how I approach it. So this is the first wedding I'm doing for you guys. I'll probably do more of these edits and I'll add them to this course maybe every 6 months or something like that, or every 3 months I'll add another edit, different couple, different culture, just so at least you guys get more skills and more knowledge. So I'll catch you in part 2. Thank you for watching. Let's go.